Okay, we're live. Okay, so I guess I'll just start by reading Melanie's example that she sent in. Um, it's looks like it's Hayes Lemmers International Incorporated versus Epilogix Group. It says 194 patent and the 596 patent project designs for stamped steel wheels. Defendant Cool, the owner of the patents, and defendant Epilogix entered into an agreement with plaintiff Hayes to sell the Cool wheels. Pursuant to the agreement, plaintiff was required to pay a royalty on each wheel sold that was subject to the agreement. Defendants allege that instead of paying royalties, Hayes had one of his German employees secretly design an alternative wheel using Cool's patented wheel as a template. I am not sure how that relates. Hey, you just getting home, David?
Yep, I'm on.
All right.
So did anybody else have an incredibly hard time finding a topic for this week?
Yeah, I ended up finding this obscure contract that was in some local news for a small town in or a small port city in Australia.
Okay.
It was the city's contract with a ship builder to build 3 ships. So,
okay.
I think
Yeah, because I found something.
You found something that's what?
So I found an apartment complex that was funded by Communities of something. I forgot what it was. But basically, it was an apartment complex that they built, and that was done under contract with federal funds. And that was the closest thing I could find. The only other thing I could really look for or even come close to finding was a contract for a NFL star or NBA star, that when they renewed their contracts, not when they actually ended contracts.
Yeah. I extrapolated my example to when he completes it, it would be completed by performance or discharged by performance.
Gotcha.
I guess like a professional sports contract would be a pretty good example altogether, though. Because
like I said, that's the only thing I can.
So that's pretty much like after the time limit's up, they've completed what they need to.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you, Hillary? What was your example?
Might not be there.
Are you there? Maybe not. All right, I think we'll just go ahead and get started now. Palmer's wife had his kid this week, so he wasn't able to get an example yet.
Well, I can just come up with, I don't have a specific name, but I'm trying to picture, can't remember if it was baseball or basketball. It was basically the contract thing, but like the guy signed some big, huge I think like 10 to 20 year contract, and then got hurt within like the first year. But since he's still like on the team team has to pay him to not play those like 15, 20.
So even though he can't perform, they're still paying him.
Well, he's still on the team. So like shit, what was it? I can't remember the names. I'm sorry. But basically, yeah, like they do like this. Come be on our team for so long. We'll pay you this many million. The guys on their team, he's injured while playing for them, but because he's like still on the team and because the team signed the contract for 20 years and they just like paying him. But since I can't remember names, that might not be good.
I was going to say, if you're good, then we could probably use it as our example.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we lost you there for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my headphones.
Do you want to give us your example?
Yeah, so my example is, it's a little old. It's from 1986, and it was people before were just kind of like, so this company has hired people to do jobs, and then halfway through their job, the company decided to fire them out of nowhere, and so that's where the Right to Known Act was passed. But that was about the only thing that I could find.
Okay. So, which example would we like to use?
I think the sports player one's pretty great. Like, it's a perfect example.
Yeah, let's see if we can find it.
Or even if, like, I mean, we could even, couldn't we just come up with our own example, or do we need to use, like, someone's actual?
Or we could like I've had an apartment complex before that we had signed the lease or signed the contract for a year, and then, like once that year was up, then the contract had ended and we were able to decide if we wanted to renew it or stay. Or sports or anything. But
Yeah. This week, I think they're having us use examples from the news.
oh, gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't in the news.
Yeah. So, let me see if I can hop over to the class link. Yeah. So I just found a baseball contract from, I think it's a local newspaper in Baltimore. Anyway, we can just use that to as our example.
All right.
How do we want to word the question?
Specifications of his contract, comma, the contract will be considered to be blank. And the correct answer would be like discharged.
Could you say that one more time? I missed most of what you said.
The contract will be considered to be blank. And then discharged by performance.
All right, which start first from the answer?
I would say fulfilled.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tricky one.
Do you want to say fulfilled by performance just to like just catch them off guard? I don't want to make it too tricky though. I think I almost missed the one that we made because I looked at it too quick.
You have 3 tries.
Hopefully, during one of those 3, you get it right.
Right. Well, if not, you'll know which one it is from then on out.
Exactly.
All right, how can we make it not quite so tricky? Because I think fulfilled by performance is still
Yeah. How about
Right.
Fulfilled by deadline?
Or you could even put like fulfilled by contract end date.
completed by deadline. So pretty close to what you said.
Yeah.
Very close enough.
Yeah.
All right. How should I word the feedback? I'm at a loss.
The completion of a contract is called a discharge, or the technical term, I guess.
All right. What should our second wrong answer be?
Let's go with void.
How about them being performed satisfactorily?
Yeah, that's good. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I might have a little bit of baby fever.
Add choose the best. Choose the best response. The weekly thing. I will go ahead and get that in. Have you guys all been able to look at the slides yet?
Yes.
Yeah, so I added them to the Google. I don't know if you guys got email.
I did.
I did. I looked back and found it.
Oh. So do we just need to add a spiritual message and then the business law chapter reference?
That was my understanding.
Oh, wow, they really put in a lot of the work.
Was that all Melanie who did that?
So I did the group analysis this morning. I went through and I edited some of the questions that she had asked, and I moved some of the information. Almost everything else did. Quite honestly, I don't agree with the decision.
Oh yeah.
But
What is the decision? I haven't been able to look at it yet.
it's interesting.
So
Let me
it
take-
says there was a contract due to wrongful termination. The damages were limited to the guaranteed payments.
the group weekly thing is in.
Sweet, thank you.
Gee whiz. This is lagging out like crazy. All right.
Okay, I'm kind of on the fence with the group position.
So went based upon what the actual outcome of the case was. So the reason being that she gets 750 grand is because of the fact that the job that was offered to her was not in the same scope as what she was originally doing. Her original thing was the musical, and so then from there she would have had to travel to Australia, and then it would have been a country sort of thing, so Western. And so because those aren't like, tell somebody that that would have been their that would have lessened her damages. She went from having a job that was set in California to potentially having a position in Australia.
And then when I was going through the case, wasn't it also that she had to find the second role or the other role?
I don't think so. I think it had to do with the director. So she got to choose something with the directors in the first role, and because they hadn't selected one for the second one, they kind of said, well, when it comes up, we'll let you make the decision, or we'll let you have a say on it. But it's, how can you believe them when they reneged on the first contract?
Right.
Like I said, I don't particularly like the position, but it is what it is, I guess.
So I guess what I don't understand, was there actually wrongful termination though?
They told her 1 month ahead of time that she would not be doing it. What screwed Fox was they put in that the payment was a guaranteed payment. So in the case study, it says guaranteed payment of $750,000 upon completion. So to her, when they told her, hey, you know what, we're firing you, they said that in order to lessen your damages, so they recognized that there would be damages, that they would offer her the second role. She's not required by any means to take that second role. So
But they are required to give her the
money.
750,000.
They didn't actually provide us with the written contract that she received. I would have liked to have seen, so we could kind of extrapolate from that. But what you get from the summaries is that they said it was a guaranteed payment, and so they shot themselves in the foot by saying it was guaranteed.
Yeah. So I think that as far as just completing the assignment goes, the same chapter that our weekly thing was in would cover this: conditions, discharge, damages, and other remedies.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be chapter 8, right?
Yeah, chapter 8, under the conditions, there are a number of ways to classify conditions. By formation, there are express conditions, implied conditions. By timing, there are conditions precedent, and conditions concurrent, and conditions subsequent. So they were using conditions precedent, meaning by completing the role, then she would get paid. And because they guaranteed payment. Yeah, it just, man, I wish they gave us a contract.
Right? Something to go off of.
Yeah, if we can see anything more than a couple of words at the contract itself, then we could base our opinion a little bit more strongly. Because a lot of it has to do with whether or not they mentioned in case of termination. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Well, like I said, throughout the entire thing, it doesn't have anything in there at all. So you don't know if they said, hey, if you get fired or what, hey, we can fire you up until, this particular moment or any of that.
Well, if we don't know that information, should we just assume that it wasn't there? Like if it's not given to us?
That Fox now has really, really good contracts.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to put, if I can find it, I'm not familiar with slides. I'm going to put something to cover our butts, like assuming that there was no clause in case of her not completing the role. Man, where is it? I was losing patience trying to find the.
You guys may or may not hear a little bit of whining for a second.
Best of luck. Assuming that the defendant did not have any express conditions regarding the possibility. I find like to argue for Fox. I guess we only have to reference it. Does that look good enough? We have an anonymous hyena.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what they're wanting with the business law chapter?
I think it is. I mean, it sounds good to me.
What do you guys think, David and Palmer?
It looks good.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just kind of reviewing over what's been said. It looks good.
All right. And does anybody know what sort of spiritual message they're wanting?
So I just found one, and I have to verify that this is actually how it is. But it's James chapter 5, verse 4.
Wait, what was that again? Sorry, I'm looking it up.
James chapter 5, verse 4.
Okay.
How funny.
Behold. I think that's a good verse. I like how it fits very well too with our chapter. Very well. Do you want me to copy and paste it in?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that's really little. Like really little. Nope. Thanks, Brian.
Here to help.
I wonder what about 38. Oh, no, that's not what I typed in. All right, do we want it to fit the whole screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we need to have anything else to elaborate on that, or just let them take it as it is?
I think it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. it is.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. I don't think that there's anything else.
No, I think everything looks good.
I've already submitted that. Does anybody want to take charge of downloading this and then submitting it?
I feel like we're all waiting for like one of each other to be like, "Yeah, I'll do it." No problem. Like that awkward quiet, like, "Oh, who's gonna do it?" I can do it. I'll do it.
Do you know how to get it off of Google Slides?
I just need to put it into a Word document.
No,
How do I do it? Sorry.
it's okay. So you, up at the top, you've got File, and then you're going to go Download As,
Okay.
and then you can download it as the PowerPoint.
Okay. It is downloading as we speak.
Okay. And then can you just check it to make sure that nothing crazy happened with the formatting?
Heck no. Yes, I can.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it.
And then I just gotta submit it, right?
Yep. And
Yep.
it's group presentation 1.
Oh, just kidding. Get me.
Presentation. Okay, I am looking over it right now. It looks good. Do we need to put our names on it at all?
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah, you could probably add another slide at the end and just put all of our names there.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do it on the Google Doc. Hopefully it just adds it. Okay. Alright, and I'll put everybody. Palmer Child. Is that how it is? Palmer Child?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And then I'll add the color to it. Hopefully it matches. And then it's David. Oh, well, there we go. Thanks, whoever's doing the color.
Is that the right color though? No.
No, it's
Oh,
darker.
that is very blue.
And then who else is it? It's David, and then Melanie. That color, I think it might be a little bit darker. And then it's Melanie, right?
There eventually. Yeah, Melanie Buchanan, David Batty, and Ben Ledman or something like that.
You know what? I'm just gonna get them out of our email. How do I spell Melanie wrong? Copy. Paste. Oh my gosh, this is. Sorry about that.
Just right click before pasting. And then you can paste without formatting, and it won't do things like that.
Oh. All right.
I don't know if you can see on my screen.
Oh, I'm
This
not
button right there.
looking at the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
There we go.
Patty. Batty.
Yes.
And then it's Ben something. All right.
Yeah. Ludlow, Ludlow. LOW.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
It's LUD LOW.
All right, cool. All right, all done. Save as. Download as. Okay. All right, and I'll go submit this right now.
All right, sounds good.
All right, talk to you guys next week.
All right, have a good one. Good luck with your baby, Palmer.
Thanks.
Get some sleep. You sound like you need it.
I do.
All right, talk to you guys later.
See ya.